Haven't had the
Neither.
time.
No, I want to grow it out. So
Really?
yeah.
Mm. All right, we're live.
All right. Yeah,
With John's Rock and Do.
that's right.
It's nothing good.
All right.
So, what's up, guys?
Well, I'm sorry I missed last week, but
So did we.
oh, you did?
We all missed. Yeah,
Yeah,
John
yeah,
pulled out last minute.
yeah.
Yeah. My wife's stepdad passed away, so we were
Oh
doing
no,
that stuff. Yeah. That
sorry
that
to hear
derailed
that.
pretty much the whole week. I was gonna record bonus episodes, and I was gonna do all this stuff, and I just wound up um, basically, due to the way my kids' schedules work, it's like 4 or 5 carpool drives every day, and then we were down in the middle of nowhere where my wife grew up. So just
Yeah,
I didn't have time for anything. I,
yeah,
I didn't even have time to work my full time job. So
yeah. Dang, man.
anyway, and then we got back, and I had some kind of flu bug from the kids. Like they were all throwing up
Oof.
while we were down there, and then I got home and I was sick. So yeah, so I had to make up time yesterday and today. So I've kind of got everything back lined up. So next week's looking really good for
All right, let's do it.
rolling life. But yeah,
Maybe
anyway,
we should record a couple of them, like one for focus blocks and one for something else, just so that we have some in the bank to roll out whenever you want to.
I agree. I've also thought about just re-rolling some of our old ones if the coupon codes still work.
We can always make it work. It's just a matter of like if we have any specific dates that we called out in those episodes.
Oh,
We
fair.
can always bring the coupon codes back. It's just a matter of those
Yeah,
dates.
I'd have to double check those.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? They're all very effective. They all made money.
They all did. Yep, every one
Yeah.
of them did.
Yeah.
But I
Every
want
time.
to get that focus blocks one out
Yeah, yeah, let's do it. For
because
sure.
that's such a killer project. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
That is the bomb. It's the simplest of products. People still don't believe it works until they do it.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because you just show up and follow the structure, and it just
Just works. Like the
and I
damn.
feel bad cheating if I touch my phone for a legitimate reason. I feel bad.
Yeah, me too. Like I would want to join a meeting or like attend to a someone's call that I thought would be part of the blog, but even then I kind of avoid it because I'm like, I don't want people to see that I'm talking on the blog. You know?
Well, I had to
So,
fix something
yeah.
on one of the RSS feeds, and so I had then I had to pull out my phone to check it on the podcast app, and I'm like I feel weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
What's going on with you, John? You're quiet today.
Yeah, trying to think not a whole lot going on. I'm trying to
John's
get
like, yeah, I'm trying to think what business is all about these days. I haven't had the time
yeah.
to do business.
I got kicked off TikTok and don't know what to talk about anymore.
Yeah, I got a new TikTok account, but it's not.
Oh, nice.
I have to start over on that. So that's a pain. But I'm trying to get the advertising to work for the books. I've got some of that hired, but the guy I hired for it, there was a little bit of a slowdown on it. We'll see what happens now because he's supposed to be ramping up the ads now. But
Huh.
um,
How much are you guys spending right now?
well, the goal is to spend $1,000 per company, so $2,000 a month ad spend.
For company, what
Um,
do you mean?
like for Bulldog Mindset books, and then for Simple Programmer books.
Ah,
So
books. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see.
But Simple
Uh,
Programmer has a lot more books than Bulldog does, right?
I mean, there's 2 books for Simple Programmer. There's 2 books for Bulldog. So
Oh, under publisher your name, not like the other publishers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna put new books. I had one book. I've got 2 books in the works for Simple Programmer, basically, or 3 of them. I've got one that I published through the name, but I put it through BookBaby, so it's not eligible for advertising because the Kindle. So, but I just removed it from BookBaby like yesterday. I'm working on that actually to try and finalize that so I can put it in Kindle directly, and then I can advertise on that one too. So
Nice.
So is the Kindle submitted through BookBaby? Is that the deal?
yeah. So I'm pulling it from BookBaby now because
I gotcha.
yeah, BookBaby's not really worth it. I mean, they put your book in a lot of different places, but Amazon is really the place where you're gonna sell books. So
Right.
yeah, so that's what I've been working on, is trying to get that going, catching up with all the videos and stuff, and then some Instagram. I've been getting decent sales. I think Instagram's my main sales source now.
You're getting like memberships directly from Instagram videos, like organic content.
Yeah. From I
Nice.
mean, from the profile, but a lot from calls to action, from stories. I put up a story, or if anyone DMs me on Instagram, I have an auto response that basically says like, I'll do a video answer your question if you join the $7 trial for the membership, but I get too many messages to respond to everyone directly. And a lot of people decide, oh yeah, I'll join the membership. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
We just got a puppy here at home, so I'm the caretaker right now. Yeah, got puppy for mom and dad. So now, guys, a ruckus ruined my life. I'm waking up every 2 hours. I don't know what is morning and night anymore. You can hear it probably right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is that your mom yelling at it?
The dog's yelling.
It sounds like somebody's talking to the dog, but anyway.
Yeah, but I don't have a huge amount that I've got new that I'm working on right now. What about you guys? I've seen your ads everywhere, Manny.
We can't hear you.
I'm glad you see the ads now.
Yeah.
It's what's about time. You see them on Instagram, Facebook, everything?
Yeah, everything.
Yes. Good. You're definitely getting retargeted.
Yeah.
For focus blocks or for something else?
Focus blocks. It's like what I realized, like, there's this competing school of thought. One will say, well, once you've acquired a customer, you should kind of remove them from your targeting, from your retargeting, right? Once someone starts. But what I find is like retargeting our existing customers is actually really good for 2 reasons. First, it brings customers back to using focus blocks, because sometimes, they'll sign up, they'll use, and then they'll, get busy with life, and then they'll be like, okay, I should go and, fire it up again. So that works. The other is like people comment on focus blocks, like our consumers, they comment on focus blocks, and they tell us like the most amazing things on those ads. Like focus blocks is amazing. Like some of those ads have so much social proof now, because people say stuff like, oh yeah, focus blocks, I joined last week and I did 2 weeks of work in 1 week. Another guy saying it transformed my life, transformed my productivity, so on and so forth. Like, so I'm like, okay, I'll just keep running to even our customers, because I want that social proof constantly being added to it. And I want them to be reminded, hey, if you haven't shown up in a while, come back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So it's double. It's actually useful, very useful, especially for membership style business, right? You want that recurrent, like people to keep coming back. Because the more they consume, the more they remember you,
Yep.
the more they're likely to keep coming back.
Yep, absolutely.
Otherwise, they'll just kind of lose track of you over time. So
What are you
yeah,
looking at now for members for numbers?
around 300.
Okay.
Yeah. Still like, okay, so one thing like, there's quite a lot of interesting revelations with regards to running these ads lately. I was thinking that, okay, maybe I could spend some initial money in India and get some real good testing data and all that stuff, and then use
Yeah.
it to scale on more expensive markets like India and US and Australia and so on. But what I found was that it almost like it does not matter, because even though the traffic is cheaper in India, they're unable to, like, they're not going to pay as much. So we don't get as many conversions or as many high quality conversions where people will stay, compared
Yeah.
to the US traffic where people will stay and they will convert better. So it's like, okay, well, didn't matter. I should have just kept on running US traffic all this time anyways. So yeah, that's that. Um, that was interesting. Like, US traffic is doing well right now, but the, it's all in scaling. Like, being able to scale is like completely different game compared to just the initial breakthroughs. Like, yeah, we can right now maybe get US customers at $70, which is good. But as soon as we start to scale, it starts to creep up. So you have to keep redoing campaigns and figure out, like, okay, shit, now what? Now what do I do to lower the costs? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you can
I
make some more
joined.
money on the front end, I mean, or I mean, on the back end
That,
immediately, like an
that's
upsell.
a big, yeah, yeah. That's a big part of like what I'm trying to figure out. Like how can we improve some of the elements of the funnel to do that? I was talking to Antonio, Real Men Real Style, our good friend, and he was like, "What you charge for monthly, you should charge for weekly,
For weekly?
because because
Yeah.
if I pay that much, I'll show up more often." Because he's a member
Mm,
too,
Yeah.
but like he's like, it's too cheap. Like, it's a great product, but it's so cheap. Why don't you charge more?
Yeah.
Uh, so it's interesting.
That's an interesting tweak. I mean, what happens if you just start charging that weekly? Like if you just immediately make that change to make that a weekly price, like, you're running the same ads and right. What happens? Does it completely fall off, or does it work? I mean, maybe it just keeps ticking along, and maybe you don't get as high as a conversion, but maybe you get close to as high as a conversion, and then there you go. I mean, it might be worth
Yeah,
entertaining that
might be worth
idea.
testing. I should
Yeah.
probably run a split test on that and see what happens. It's all a split test after all. Um, yeah, maybe I should roll out a split test on it, different pricing
mhm.
and things like that. Um, yeah, like at this point in the game, like for me, CRO is like the biggest, uh, is all there is to this game, like conversion rate optimization, on
Yeah.
page and off page, like on page optimization, ad optimization. But CRO, like conversion rate optimization, is a big part of this puzzle to get it to. So, and a big part of conversion rate optimization is like testing pricing. So
Right.
probably something I need to do pretty aggressively now.
Yeah, I like the idea of a
Yep.
weekly pricing because it's different than what most people think of and equate to. And it also kind of makes it like it's more of a service, right? It's like you pay this for the week, you have access to the week, like you have access to the service as opposed to a membership. So
Mm,
it kind of gives it more value, or makes it appear to have more value because it's a service.
yeah. Mm. I don't think he was telling me, like, he's like, if you're if you like, this is the kind of game where you probably would need investment at some point or another. So like, if you're looking for investment, let's talk.
Hmm.
I think he has an investment company, right? Him and some of his friends. So I'm like, okay, maybe, maybe I don't need investment, but maybe it's good to have those people as investors just because you get to, have them as people on your board and helping you out in different ways,
Yeah, like a strategic partnership.
partnerships. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The other thing you could do too is you could have like a really high ticket thing that you offer as an upsell, like something around the $1,000 range or so. I mean, you could probably put together something. I don't know what you're offering for the upsells, but there's definitely an opportunity for you to upsell something completely around like optimizing your focus blocks, like some kind of a guide or like calendar, or like a bunch of different stuff that people would need
one
to
thing,
increase their productivity and focus.
I think one thing we can do, which is pretty realistically possible, is accountability coaching, weekly
Yeah,
slash daily. That we can charge like $200 to $300 per month for that, for accountability coaching.
yeah,
This makes quick either group or one-on-one accountability. So that can be charged $200 to $300 a month for sure. So that's something I'm considering to add. At 500 and 1,000, I really feel like that would require a completely different completely different offer to make that work. But there might
yeah.
be something like so 500 to $1,000 range.
Yeah, I mean, you could always test it out with as an upsell for someone who's already bought, right? Like, there's no harm in offering something like that, and then see what happens. I mean, if you only get a small percentage of uptakes on it, then it's still a pretty good increase in your LTV for the
Yeah,
customer.
Yeah.
yeah, agree. Yeah, one sale on even 100 people equates to a $10 uptick on the overall like AOV, our
Yeah,
average order value, the first time buyer, which is pretty big. $10 reduces, like, then I can spend $10 more to acquire a customer, which is a lot of money. Basically, there's like, I've been doing some spreadsheets and stuff. There's this fine point. Like, if I can get my acquisition cost down from like maybe where we are right now, $100, let's say, yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood, we can get it down to like $60. And at that point, basically it can become a self-sustaining machine, and we can keep throwing more and more money into the system endlessly. Not endlessly in the sense, as long as Facebook will allow us to scale at that price.
yeah,
So at $60 a customer, we can basically just put 20, 30, 40, $50,000, $100,000 a month in ads and still be all good. Like, cash flow wise, I'd be okay. The biggest problem with this shit is cash flow. Right? Acquiring customers now, paying a lot of money now in the hope that they will continue to pay off in the long term, right? Investing
yeah.
$100 into buying a customer in the hope that they will stick around for more than 3 months.
Well, I think the big thing about it is too, like, you have to look at it as a customer acquisition has to be more than just the monthly fee, right? Like, you need to figure out a way to make more money off of these customers, right? To sell them
Yeah.
something else to when they're in the ecosystem. That's why I'm saying like some kind of bigger ticket item or something like that, or something that they consume. Even like a consumable with focus blocks would be great. Some kind of calendar or planner or something like that, some kind of
Would
thing
that be
where
enough
yeah.
of a high ticket though, like that? That'd be good. Like it could be something like the John Lee Dumas journals.
Yeah. I don't. That's not enough of a high ticket, but it is an
Mm-hmm.
additional add-on, right? It's still extra
Yeah.
money, but you need something really high ticket for them to uh, to
I think
buy.
initially I need high ticket, and then later on maybe adding all of these things.
Yeah, you need a journey to take them on or an experience to put them through or something.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. Like adding bumps and upsells is probably one of the biggest parts of the puzzle for us right now. Because if I
Yeah.
can,
I mean, that's definitely the easier way to increase your.
yeah, increase AOV and decrease customer acquisition costs.
Yep. Yep.
One thing you could do, like, I mean, here's kind of a think, like, if you go back and you're like, okay, why do people subscribe to focus blocks? Like, what is this customer looking for? Right. Most of the people are looking for increased productivity and focus, right? So they need, that's why they're subscribing to focus blocks. So one thing you could do when you onboard them, right? If they buy focus blocks, okay, now maybe you sell them something, let's say, I don't know, let's say the price is somewhere between $600 to $1,000, and it's like I don't know, maybe like a 8-week or 12-week program, like a boot camp, like a focus and productivity boot camp. And so they're going to use the focus blocks, right, during this time, but this is going to train them on how to use the focus blocks, how to actually show up and have the discipline and to like actually be productive. It's like, okay, now you're sitting here with focus blocks and you got to focus, but do you have a productivity system to organize your work? Like, do you have,
how about a goal achievement sprints, a 90-day goal sprints where you actually work on the goals and you'll basically bring down the goal and put blocks on your calendar
yes,
with a very clear intention, like in the next 100 days you have this goal and you'll work towards it and you'll kill it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The only issue I see with either of these is that I'm the one that has to come up with the goal, right? I'm the one that has to invent the vision for it, right? So effectively, where I'm sitting is I have to sit here and go. I mean, because I mean, for me, I would sit here and go, oh, okay, well, I'd work on that goal, right? But for other folks, I could see them going, well, I don't, I don't even know what I would, or yeah, goals, that you hear about goals all the time, especially in the business space that. So, I mean, if you can talk about some specific outcome, um, I don't know. I mean, the reason people pick up getting things done is because their friends refer them to it, right? People aren't going out and looking for it on their own, right?
Yep. But you can help them to figure out. So part of this 90-day goal challenge, like everyone has some kind of goal that they want to achieve, and they are multiple goals, but you can help them figure out. It's kind of like a writing challenge, right? There's that monthly writing challenge where you write a book in a month, or there's a few of these different things, right? So the idea would be you basically tell them, okay, we're going to figure out a 90-day goal for you. We're going to plan it out, get it on your calendar, get it scheduled, get the focus block scheduled so that you're going to accomplish thing. What's this thing that you want to do? Do you want to, and you could give suggestions. You could be like, do you want to write a book? In 90 days, we're going to get you to be a published author. In 90 days, we're going to get you to whatever. You're going to build your first app. You're going to start your business. You're going to, whatever it is, like these kind of goals. Someone would easily pay $1,000 for that. They might even pay $2,000 for that, I think. And that'd be a huge revenue boost.
I almost have to think of like not focus blocks as the profit center. Focus blocks might as well just be the front end community that's just there to like have customers in there, just to acquire customers basically at break even maybe. But then the ultimate money has to be made on the back end of it, because focus blocks by itself might be, that might just be a way to get a big community.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, effectively what you're telling people is you want a vacation, and then what you're selling them is you're selling them the car that gets them to Disneyland, right?
Right.
And the engine's focus blocks, right? The thing is yeah, I mean, you could offer like, hey, so we're going to give you a, write your book template or build your business template or write your app template, right? Where you plan out, you've got to break it down this way. You've got
That's
to
gonna be
plan
tough.
it into
Like,
your
I don't want
schedule
to give
this
them a
way.
template. Like that would be too much. 'Cause
No,
then I would have to go to a
no.
very small vertical of the market to get that. That would be tough.
Yeah, but
I
the
might
thing
have to
is
partner with people to do that. I might have
that
to.
that might be the way to go though, because if you come to people who actually have credibility there, right, and you're like, hey, look, you're the write the book guru, and I'm the, hey, plan out the, put in the hour a day or the 2 hours a day,
Blocks. Yeah.
But the other thing is, and this is the thing that I was thinking more along the lines of is, hey, what if you could free up 3 hours every week, or 8 hours every week? What if you could take Fridays off, right? So this is your go play a round of golf every week plan, or your, because what really lights me up is you kind of touching on some point. I mean, this is what we were talking about, 2 weeks ago, when you were effectively saying, I get to go hiking, or I get to go out, I get to go do stuff, I get to go live my life. And so, focus blocks is kind of the engine, but if you have something there that connects those dots, right? So that it's the go live your life plan. It's the, and so then it's, you give them the broader picture beyond, hey, you're going to show up and you're going to do this for an hour at a time, and you're giving them the broader picture of, here's how you're going to, go and have the life you want plan, right? And so then it's planning this out. It's knowing what you're going to work on each week. It's, or the 90 days. Here's what you're going to do in 90 days to get you closer to that plan or whatever, right? So that I can have what I want, so I can have more time, so that I can, be with my kids, so I can go do the vacation, so that I'm not working all the time, so that whatever. Because, yeah, I mean, for me, like having the fuzzy idea of I'm going to reach a goal that I have or something like that, that'll attract some people, but they already have to know what they want. But if you can tell them, you've been talking about wanting this for a while. I've been talking about, spending time with my wife. I've been talking about, having time to do this thing. I've been talking about, starting this new project, right? And having time to do it. If you can hit that, and people have already been thinking about wishing that they could do it, that I think is where you're going to hit it, because you're going to tap into that emotional energy that they already have. But if you say goals, then they have to do that for you, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's almost like we're talking about, different kinds of outcomes that can be created for these people. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some sort of a outcome.
I mean, that's why I like the books and the apps and stuff like that. And if you can partner with people who can kind of say, hey, look, you got to put in at least 5 hours. That's 5 focus blocks. I put them in the morning, but you can put them in however like this or this or this, and kind of give them the template for it, right?
Yeah,
and then
we can't be the ones who help them with that part. The only
that's
thing we
fair,
can do,
because you don't want to be the subject matter expert there, but
we're not the guys for that.
Yeah.
But we can partner with people who actually help people write books, or partner with people who help people XYZ thing, or anything for that matter. Maybe there's a bulldog mindset challenge.
I mean, I would try to keep it so that more of whatever you're selling. I mean, you can do the partnerships, but that creates complexity. I think it's better if you just focus on a system for achieving your goals and planning your goals, right? It's up to them to figure out how to do it, but you're giving them the guidelines, the framework to actually, to actually set the goals, to figure out how to set the goal, how to set the milestones in the goal, how to stay on track, how to have the discipline to do that. You can even include some health parameters and like going for a run and eating properly, all kinds of things to give you more energy to, like, you know what I mean? So this whole 12-week program could be like a, like I said, like a 90-day challenge to like achieve a major goal in your life. And the thing about that too is like if they succeed and they go through your program and they achieve some major goal, let's say they become a published author or something like that, they're going to rant and rave about it and recommend it to friends, and they're definitely going to be Focus Block subscribers for life. So you just have to come up with a good like framework for them. And maybe there's some I mean, one of the things that you can do too, because you have the ability to do this, because you already have all the focus guides, is that you have some live training or some coaching that's involved in that, right? So you just train a couple of your focus guides to be able to like conduct these sessions with people. I mean, you do it yourself at first till you figure out the system, and then you coach them into, and they'll give coaching sessions, they'll to help them. So then it becomes easily worth a $2,000 value, right? And I'm thinking more that I'm thinking about this now because it's going to be hands-on, that this is a $2,000 thing that you charge, that maybe you charge $700 a month for this, right? It includes focus blocks, right? So they get the focus block subscription, and then it's $700 a month for 3 months, their 90-day challenge. And they get some coaching, they get course material, they get everything they need to achieve their goal in 90 days.
I'm gonna push on this just a little bit, because I want you to connect with something emotional at the beginning. And what you can do as kind of a lead magnet or a way to draw people in or whatever is have some way to help people figure out what it is that they want up front, right? So you can have a what's your dream, what's your vision, what's your, help them define that as kind of a lead magnet or a webinar or a podcast or something like that, to help draw them in, help them figure that out, help them refine it, help them, put their finger on it, help them get excited about it, right? And then say, okay, well, what do you have to do within the next 90 days to make this, start to become a reality, or to make it a reality? Get them excited about that. And that's when you pitch it and you say, hey, look, well, let's do it. This is the program. This is what you're, I mean, this is not a whole lot different from what you've told me to do to sell my coaching.
Right. Yeah.
But there's got to be that connection. There's got to be that reason for them to go for it.
Yeah, partly the assumption that I'm working with, or not the assumption, but the avatar that I work with is someone who is like already dedicated to trying to figure out the goals. Like, in the sense, they are already people who are setting goals in life. Because people who are not setting goals aren't really the ideal avatar for focus blocks, because they don't really care as much about their time or their, what they're trying to accomplish. Like, this is like a high performance product. It's not designed for people who just couldn't, like, who are not gonna, who don't value their time, or who don't really think about goals in that manner. So they're goals driven people. They're ambitious people. Okay. But there is, the big, like, how do you get them to see? I mean,
you still have to tap into their big why, their big reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you can get 10% uptake on a $2,000 product, then you're getting $200 more per customer LTV. So that's the thing that changes your whole, that opens up your ad spend to like a huge amount, that lets you break free and grow.
So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I think you can do that. I don't see any reason why someone wouldn't pay $2,000 for a goal, a 90-day goal challenge, like workshop that's gonna get them to a goal. At least 10% of people. Yeah.
Building the marketing for that is going to be work. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Well-
at $2,000, you're probably going to have to talk to them and sell them on it.
We'll start off. Don't even build any marketing for it. Start off with this. Collect the phone number when you get a customer from now on. Just put that into the field, and then call up every customer and pitch them on it, and see how many of them you can close on it.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? And just tell them
Hmm.
that the program's going to start in a month. I mean, you don't even have to have the program. You can, in fact, you can just make it what they want. You can just talk to them on the phone.
Yep.
And be like, hey, I have, you got the focus blocks, but you need to focus on something. Like you want to achieve a goal. Like what's the goal? That just start a conversation. Be like, I just want to help you. Like, what kind of goal do you want to achieve? Like, what do you want to do with focus blocks? What would you like to achieve in the next 90 days? Like, oh yeah, I'd really like to do this. Like, okay, so I'm putting together a program to help you do that. Right. Like what would it mean to you if you got this done in 90 days, this new goal? Right. And then just, talk them up on it, and then say, okay, so if I could get you a way to achieve that goal, to guarantee you to achieve that goal, would you be willing to pay $2,000 for that? Right. And then just sell them, see how many of these you can sell and what your closing rate is. And then you'll get a lot of feedback from that. And then maybe you can do a non-calling close at some point. You could put together the sales material and stuff and just offer the upsell without a phone call. I mean, I don't know if you'll ever get away from the phone call, but even if you didn't get away from the phone call, you could train someone to do the closing calls.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah. It
Plus,
does
you might
make
have
sense too. You could open the door and just, what are your focus blocks working you toward? And then, you just parlay that into the goal and you work your way in from there.
Mm-hmm.
And you might even have repeat customers with this, right? Because they might achieve one goal and then want to achieve another goal. So
Yeah. I may not start at 2,000. May start at a lower price just to see what's working, what's not working, and then works its way up to that price point.
Yeah.
But I think there is something that we can do with daily accountability, weekly accountability, and a complete system to hit that goal in 90 days or in a quarter. Basically, we can run it every quarter or something like that.
Yep.
Wow. Now. Yeah.
Yeah. It may take a few cycles of talking to people though to figure out.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of cycles of this.
Yeah, what connects to what to make people go, yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a lot of calls and figuring out what they want to give them what they want.
Yep.
Give them what they need. Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, who else is ready to run ads? I'm just kidding.
Hopefully soon. I would like to, but I still got more stuff to do. But I did get a guy that had contacted me that has a website that's doing like $100,000 views per month. Mm-hmm. And so I basically, he's not making any money from it basically. So with 100,000 views per month. So
page views.
Yeah. So I'm partnering with him. I basically gave him an offer that I'll take 50% of the company and I'll help him to get to $10,000 a month coaching. So, which I think is good.
For free.
Yeah, I'm coaching in exchange for half of the company. So
he's going to sign up the company to you when?
Now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because he's put on this effort. He can't make any money. So he's like, half of
what is he selling or what does he have? What's the niche?
It's a software development site. It's not very niche down, unfortunately. It's pretty broad. So
software development. Okay. Well, that's right down your niche.
Yeah.
Right down your alley.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. That
so
should be an interesting project.
Yeah. That'll be a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Be a fun, interesting opportunity. Well, you said something about running ads, but then you said this. So you planning to run ads? I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to like twist your arm. I'm just trying to like, hey,
Yeah.
can I get some friends running ads too?
Now at some point here, I've still got I still got a bunch of stuff I need to clean up and take care of before I can focus completely on something like that, because it's going to be a big endeavor. But
It is.
oh,
It is.
yeah,
It
Yeah.
is.
yeah,
It's
but I ultimately need to get
overhaul
there.
of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an overhaul,
Yeah, I
especially with
can't.
like.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I was gonna say, with my price points right now, it's not as feasible yet. So I've got to come
Well,
up with
yes
some
and no,
better
because
offers.
I'm assuming some people from your minds from Bulldog Mindset are going to convert to coaching clients slash platinum clients, right? Platinum members. So coaching clients wouldn't be a bad deal, especially if you convert it into a group coaching program at some point. It would be pretty high ticket,
Yeah, it's
1,000,
just not.
2,000,
Yeah.
3,000.
It's not very scalable at this point, the coaching. So I've got to get, what I want to do is increase the value of everything. But like I was saying about getting a uh what should I call it? Like coaches into the Bulldog mindset. I'm working on that,
Mm-hmm.
because then when I have that, then I feel like the value is a lot better and I can charge higher prices, and then it'll be easier to get people in the platinum too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
yeah. Yeah. We'll see. There's still a lot of stuff I have to do. I got a sponsorship for Tej Hanley that I recorded videos for this month. We'll see
Nice.
how that goes.
Is that
Oh, nice.
sponsorship that's like affiliate deal or sponsorship?
I already have an affiliate deal with them, but let me see what the thing is. But they wanted to just do a regular sponsorship as well. So we'll see how this
It's good. It
works.
aligns with your audience.
Yeah, it aligns
Pretty
pretty
nice.
well with the audience.
So you're gonna do like Instagram call outs and YouTube call outs?
I'm doing YouTube. Yeah, they're like a 90-second insert in YouTube. I'm doing basically the same kind of thing that Alpha M does, his advertising style. It's like I have videos I did where it's like 5 things this, and then like the third one is, skincare. So
That guy.
yeah.
Nice.
Man, it's amazing how he's able to sell in every damn video and people still love his stuff.
I know. Yeah. Because they're used to it, because they're used to him selling in every video, right? It's like,
He's conditioned them, kind of like AppSumo.
yeah, that it's become the format of his video,
Yeah. Others tried, they bomb. But when he does it, it's always like 500,000 views like that.
But even his views are tanking a little bit too. It's weird. YouTube is like moving a different direction. I think a lot of it has to do with the TikTok and the shorter form, because Alpha M is really trying hard to get views now. Like he's really like pushing every single edge that he can, and he's still getting less and less views. The same thing happened to Antonio, right? Like Antonio's fighting the same battle, like same space, because Alpha M has 6.4 million subscribers, right? And his videos are getting like 100,000 views on average now, if even some of them are less than 100,000.
Wow.
Whereas he used to get like half a million views per video or so. And 100,000 views per
Half a
video
million.
is not bad. But the thing is with almost, how many subscribers with over 6 million subscribers, that's not really that good. So
Huh.
yeah, it's interesting because if you look at his older
Yeah,
videos,
things
you can
are
see.
changing with YouTube for sure.
And it hit Antonio
Yeah.
first, right? Like Antonio's views went down in that space quite a bit. And then, but Alpha M's was staying up there, but now Alpha M's is getting knocked down too. So
Interesting.
yeah. Yeah, there's some weird, I don't know what it is. Like it might have to do with just a shift in the culture with TikTok, with shorter, more concise videos. It might have to do with like some amount of shadow banning and censorship. I'm not entirely sure what causes the big shift. So
Especially in that space. I mean, Antonio is not so much in that space, but Alpha M maybe is in the manosphere.
Yeah.
yeah, and he's been creating videos more leaning into that, trying to get views to like save his views. So
That's interesting.
it's weird too. Like there's nothing I can do that increases the views on my channel. Like I've tried every single thing, every single tactic, and it basically I can't break out of like 3,000 or 4,000 views no matter what. So which all speaks to being at the mercy of someone else, right? Like you can't control.
Really? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. There is the pain of platform having to deal with platforms. Are you still like gaining subscribers, or is that like,
Am I gaining subscribers?
yeah, right now?
Yeah, I am now. It turned around and I was losing subscribers when I first started doing the shorts, but now they're
Mhm.
increasing again. So it's it switched around, but
And you think it was the shorts that did it for you?
yeah, I'm sure it was the shorts that did it. Well, the shorts was what was causing me to lose subscribers. But I think it was a good thing, because what it was I believe what was happening was the shorts were going out to people who were subscribed that hadn't been seeing my videos, and it was showing
I
up
gotcha.
for them. And so then they unsubscribed because they're like, oh yeah, I actually don't like this guy. So, which
don't
is
like
good
him either.
because yeah, I want them to be gone, if that, you know what I mean? Like that you want those people to be gone so you have a higher
Right. You have better
yeah.
engagement numbers.
Yeah. So
Yep. By the way, that reminds me. So I did work things out with buy sell ads, so they're filling my sponsorship spots.
Sweet, that's good.
Yeah, so I have
What was
a
it?
spot filled next week. So, and they're starting with JavaScript Jabber, and then we're gonna roll in the other shows. So they're gonna and if I bring the sponsorship, they don't take their cut. So
Yeah,
I have a couple
Good.
of
we should not.
sponsors that I'm bringing on that that I've worked with before, and so we're just working that out. Now they're companies that they already work with. It's just since I have a prior relationship with them, and I'm saying, hey, let's get you on, or they're already sponsoring. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just So yeah, that's been pretty good. You just mentioned sponsorships, and it popped into my head,
Yeah.
so I thought I'd share.
I guess we should probably do our thoughts. I gotta stop right at the hour because I got a coaching call.
Oh yeah.
So, how's it going with regards to the coaching stuff, Chuck?
I thought we were doing thoughts, but I had a coaching call yesterday. I reached out to some of the people that had, you know, either had been on the list or whatever. Um, so I had a coaching call yesterday. I have 2 today. I have a couple next week. So
That's good. Sorry. Yeah, I realized that we were doing thoughts.
but I didn't have time to do the the bonus episodes. So, but that's kind of my thought is, I'm just sitting down and my plans got derailed, so I'm making new plans, right? And just sit down, make a plan, execute. That's my thought. And then not all of your plans go the way you want. So when they don't go the way you want, you sit down, you figure it out, make a plan, and execute. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Mine is just keep on trucking, just instead of like, you might not be able to put in 100%, but you can still keep the progress and keep on moving forward. Like, it only requires a little bit. You only have to improve a tiny bit each day. You only have to make a little bit of forward progress. And if you ensure that you always make a little bit of forward progress, then you'll have phenomenal results without a phenomenal amount of effort. That, because that's really all it takes. Like, the biggest reason why people don't get results is because they make backwards progress. So if you kill all the backwards progress, you don't have to put in Herculean efforts, but you just make a little bit of forward progress over time, that compounds, and then you end up with exceptional results.
Yep.
Nice.
That makes sense.
One thing when I was conducting our quarterly reviews, one thing I always like go back to, and this is something, quarterly reviews and quarterly planning is what we do in focus blocks for all our members. So one thing that I was talking about in that quarterly review is like looking back at your quarter and trying to understand what was the 80-20, which is what's the 20% result effort that got 80% results, but then going even further, 20-20-20 and 80-80-80, which means 20% or 20% or 20%, which gets 80%, 80%, 80%. What is that? So what is that 0.8% that gets you 48% results, or more like 1% that gets you 0.8% that gets you 51% results, or 150? So the rule of 51, which is like 1% of your effort is getting you 50% results. Where is that? What is that? And it's not easy to find that answer, but it is like one of the most profound realizations to help find those breakthroughs, like where you look back in the last 3 months, or last 6 months, or last month, you find those answers. It's really like that 51-1 rule is way more powerful to me than 80-20 is. So 80-20 is still like 20% effort, which is a lot of effort, but 1% effort getting 50% result is a very small thing that's happening that's causing it.
Yeah.
And it is there.
Yep.
Is there. So our job is to find it.
Yep.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.